nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ise, ise, ise.
Hello, good morning to you. Thank you very much for joining us this beautiful morning. So I say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are joining us from. Today is the 7th day of June 2024, and the time now is 5 minutes past the hour of 5 in the holy and blessed land of Biafra. My name is Mazi Sochima Mbanali. Mazi Sochima Mbanali is from Olu province of Biafra land. Once more, I welcome you to this hallowed platform. I welcome you to Sunrise on Radio Biafra. I welcome you this beautiful and wonderful day. Sunrise is here with you every morning from 5 until 7 a.m. Biafra time. It is the time for sunrise. And I must say it is an absolute pleasure to be here with you this morning. Our religion is Biafra, and we worship here on Radio Biafra. This is where we conscientize ourselves. This is where we inform ourselves. This is also where we motivate ourselves. Here on the radio, here on Radio Biafra. You can join us on FM at 102.1 FM on your radio. We are also streaming live on satellite, and we are also streaming on various apps such as Radio Biafra and IPOB Community Radio. These are apps that you can download easily from your app store. We are also streaming live on our website, ipob.org, that is ipob.org, and radiobiafra.co. That is radiobiafra.co. We are also streaming on Facebook, Radio Biafra on Facebook. We are there. Also, Sunrise on Radio Biafra. We are there live this morning. Unfortunately, yesterday we were unable to go live on Facebook, but today we are live on Facebook. We are also live on YouTube. Go to YouTube and you'll find us on Sunrise on Radio Biafra. Sunrise on Radio Biafra. Ensure that you subscribe. Ensure that you are part of this movement, this great and wonderful movement. So once more, I say good morning to you and welcome to Radio Biafra. Thank you for being part of this program this morning. It is a beautiful morning. Here we are experiencing winter. In South Africa, it is the time for winter, very cold. If you have people here, you must advise them to take care. You must advise them to keep warm. It is a very cold time. But it is not as cold as what has been bringing shivers down our spine, especially what is happening in Nigeria, what is happening in Aba since past couple of days, about 6-7 days now. Aba has been under the Nigeria military invasion, which has led to the abduction and the killing of so many of our people in Aba. On the 3rd of May, for example, 2024, 3rd of May, there is a Prince Obioha Obiwanne Obia from Ohanze, a son of His Royal Highness Ngozi Obia, a HND2 public administration student of Abia State Polytechnic, Aba, was shot dead and killed at his father's house in Ohanze, Obingwa, by some Nigeria Army officials, by some Nigeria Army personnel. As they invaded the palace of the king, they shot and killed this innocent man together with his friend. So on that day, they killed 2 people, this young man and his friend, by Nigeria Army. Later, the Nigeria Army claimed that they were giving wrong information. Later, their excuse was that they were giving wrong information. But unfortunately, that's already led to the death of these 2 young men. These 2 young men. And today, the Nigeria Army is trying to tell people that they have not killed anybody. Today, they are telling people that they have not killed anybody. And this is the Nigeria army. This is what you have in Nigeria, what people are going through in Nigeria. Now, go to Imo community, where the residents live in fear. In Imo State, the residents in Imo State, people who own the land, live in fear in their own land. And few days ago, about 4 days ago, there is a police officer, an inspector called Okebata, alias Kill and Bury. According to news, Kill and Bury has converted the only health center in their village into a detention center. And some days ago, some people protested. Imo citizens protested. Excuse me for that. Imo citizens protested against this killing. I want to play the protest as covered by Sahara reporters on Imo State. These people protested. This rogue police inspector called Facebook. Okay, we're back. 2, that this police officer is what's the word? I'm trying to find the word. Is one of those who are organizing oil bunkering. Oil bunkering. This police officer, Inspector Okebata, alias Kill and Bury. So one of the problems that we are having is we keep calling those who created the mess to fix the mess. That is one of the problems that our people keep having. Should I say our people, or should I say Nigerians keep having? And I do not know what to call that, honestly. I don't know what to call it. Why is it that we expect people who created the problem that we are facing in the first place to fix it? Why do we expect those who created the mess? Why is it that when, for instance, people in Oklahoma were being killed by the military, people were calling the federal government, the same federal government that sent the military there to kill them, to come and rescue them, the same government that sent the military to kill them is the one that we called upon, people called upon to rescue them. Now look at what is happening in Aba when the information came that the governor of Aba was asking them to stop killing, stop abducting people. They said no, that the order to stop will only come from the federal, because Tinubu already gave them order to abduct as much as they could and kill as much as they could. It is in his the information he released, where he accused falsely a president of Nigeria, falsely accusing IPOB for being part of for organizing the killing of the soldiers. The president of Nigeria. This is the kind of country that you have, a country that does not even understand what truth is, a country that signs laws with international community, goes on to break it, because Britain is the one directly responsible for what is happening in Nigeria. A country that cannot even provide 24 hours electricity. They cannot provide security. Those that are supposed to secure the lives of Nigerians are the ones killing them. NSAS happened. Why? Because the people said, the police, they have killed us a lot. So in every corner of Nigeria, people are being killed. Every corner of Nigeria, people are being killed. And what are they interested in? The Nigeria government, what is it that they are interested in? They are interested in having a Nigeria where the people do not reason. A Nigeria where the people will not rise up and defend themselves. A Nigeria where the people are left at the mercy of terrorists. A Nigeria where, rather than discuss issues that pertains to civilization, issues that will develop their lives, they discuss issues that have no impact in their lives. And this is why today you find 40 directors fail permanent secretary qualifying exam. This was published on the 31st of May. This is according to Punch. 40 directors fail permanent secretary qualifying exam. This is a norm in Nigeria. I'm even surprised that they had to write exam, because exam to them is just a formality. This is in a country where people who take exams, have the highest scores, are not given attention to. Those who have the lowest. You go to the north, as little as 20, you are given the space in their university. This is a country where, with all the problems that they have, somebody, Mazi Nnamdi, came out and said, listen, these problems that you have, there is a solution. Let us solve this problem. And what did Nigeria do? They abducted a man who brought a solution to their problem. The same thing that they saw when Biafran people were investing in the north, invested in different parts of Nigeria before the even before independence, before what you have today as Nigeria, before the name Nigeria independence in 1960, while the British were in charge. And they said, no, we must start killing them. 1945, our people were killed. Such a long list of killings of our people. Because they do not want Nigeria to be better. It doesn't matter how much time you waste talking about the betterment of Nigeria. They do not want Nigeria to be better. Those who went there in the north to help and advance their lives in the north, they started killing them. Now, Ojukwu said, you know what? We must save ourselves. We must protect ourselves. And they went to Aburi and agreed on a formula that will help Nigeria, catapult Nigeria into the 21st century. And Nigeria government, they said no. He came back and Britain said to them, no, do not agree. This will make Nigeria advanced. And you know what advancement does? It removes your mind from stupid thoughts. When you are busy thinking of developments, thinking of artificial intelligence, thinking of all of these things that this century, it is the civilization of this century, you wouldn't have time to be thinking of cows. In Nigeria, cow is their main debate, their main conversation. That is why they went and abducted a man who gave them a solution, because Nigeria is not interested in any sort of solution. Any sort of solution. They are not interested. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stands for referendum, a democratic process. And IPOB stands for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has been unlawfully held by the Nigerian government since 2021, June of 2021. He was abducted from Kenya and tortured for 8 days in Kenya before he was renditioned extraordinarily to Nigeria. And since then, despite different court rulings discharging and acquitting him of all the charges, Nigeria government has continued to keep him in the DSS dungeon, subjecting him to psychological torture, subjecting him to physical torture. At some point, they refused to allow his lawyers access to him, refused to allow his doctors access to him, refused to allow people that he wants to see access to him, his family, his friends. They, at a point, they even bugged the court. They bugged it. What crime did this man commit? Nothing. He only presented a solution to the Nigerian problem, a solution to their foundational problems that has been the problem plaguing Nigeria, the reason why the Nigeria politicians are bastardly rich. The design of Nigeria, where they have their money and they keep it, stash it in Britain, in London, for the development of London, so that Buckingham Palace can feed large. This man presented a solution, and they said, if we bring this solution, Nigerian people will have a good life. They will start thinking of how to develop themselves, and therefore we will stop talking about cows. They will start thinking of AIs, start thinking of advancement in all sectors. They will have railways functional, speed train functional, 24 hours electricity, water, everything functional. They will have a good life. And then the politicians will just be the ordinary person like you and I, without police, without army protection. So, I mean, they said no. They abducted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because he presented a solution to them. What solutions did he provide? He provided solution of a referendum, United Nations supervised referendum. And they understand that this referendum will give the people the power to solve their problems such as corruption, problems such as political instability, problems such as human rights abuses, problems such as economic mismanagement, problems such as ethnic tension. These are foundational problems of Nigeria. But no, Nigeria government said no, we'd rather abduct this man. We'd rather go and abduct him than solve the Nigerian problem. And this is why today the discussion they are having in their parliament, in their senate, is about cows. How to give cows the same right as human beings. I am not kidding you. This is the conversation they had yesterday in the zoo parliament. How to give cows the same right as a human, as you. As you. How can they give cows the same right as you when they kill you randomly? And cows, they do not kill cows randomly. They even give cows better position than you, than a Nigerian, because Nigeria was not created with Nigerians in mind. It was created for the landmass. If there is a way Britain will kill all Nigerians and take the land, they will. They will. Now listen to the debate that is happening in the Nigeria House of Senate. Let's listen to this. This is the debate they are having in Nigeria as we speak. As we speak.
Cows are not citizens of Nigeria. Huh? So, cows are not citizens of Nigeria. You didn't hear what I said. Senator Nehru, are you arguing with me? No, I said cows are not citizens. The section you are referring to is talking about citizens of Nigeria. Yes, and cows are not citizens of Nigeria. Cows can come in from Niger, they can come in from Chad, anywhere, but cows are not citizens. So your point of order is noted, but rejected. You want to make contribution on the debate? Cows are not citizens of Nigeria. So cows are not citizens of Nigeria. You didn't hear what I said. Senator Leru, are you arguing with me? No, I said cows are not citizens. The section you are referring to is talking about citizens of Nigeria. Yes, and cows are not citizens of Nigeria. Cows can come in from Niger, they can come in from Chad, anywhere, but cows are not citizens. So your point of order is noted, but rejected. You want to make contribution on the debate? Cows are not citizens of.
So this is the zoo. You understand that this is an animal kingdom. This is worse than a zoo. This is an animal kingdom. This Nigeria is not fit for human habitation. Nigeria is not. Nigeria is not. This is the conversation that they are having in their Senate. The same people who made laws that made it legal for the government to harvest the organs of Nigerians. For organ harvesting to be legalized in Nigeria, the same people made this law. The same people. And today they are having a conversation about making cows citizens of the zoo. What actually do these people even do in the house? Nothing. People are being killed at Aba. They have no idea about it. They don't want to have a conversation about it. It is not important to them. The killings of people is not important to them. Look at this news here. It says, breaking, Abia State Polytechnic student shot dead in Ohanze, home tragedy. By the army. By the army. It says, Prince Obioha Obiwanne Obia, son of His Royal Highness Eze Ngozi Obia, shot and killed at father's house in Ohanze. Let me read to you this. It says, on that fateful day of May 3rd, 2024, tragedy struck in the serene town of Ohanze, Obingwa, as Prince Obioha Obiwanne Obia, the son of His Royal Highness Eze Ngozi Obia, was shot and killed at his father's house. The young prince, a student of public administration at Abia State Polytechnic, Aba, met an untimely end in his own home, sending shockwaves through the community, his own home. It says here, Prince Obioha was known for his bright future and promising potential as a dedicated student pursuing his HND in public administration. He had dreams of making a difference in his community and beyond. His untimely death has left a void that will be hard to fill, as those who knew him mourn the loss of a young man with so much to offer. It says here the circumstances surrounding the shooting. Now, this is a tragic turn of events. It says the circumstances surrounding the shooting remain unclear, adding to the grief and confusion felt by all who knew Prince Obioha. The details of the incident are still under investigation, and authorities working tirelessly to uncover the truth behind the senseless act of violence as the community grapples with the loss of one of its own. Questions linger about what led to this tragic turn of events. The news of Prince Obioha's death has sent. Okay, I am trying to find where the. Okay, it is talking about those who are responsible for his death must be held accountable for their actions. The community are asking for those who are responsible for his death to be held accountable. And who are the people responsible? The Nigeria Army. The Nigeria Army. The Nigeria army. They came in, they killed an innocent young man, a promising young man who had returned from school where Nigeria army had overtaken the whole of Aba. This young man left because of the crime that Nigeria army was committing at Aba. He left only for him to be at his home and also die in the hands of Nigeria army. Now look at what at this next news. It says Abia attack, IPOB calls for independent investigation of attack on soldiers. Now this is Nigerian news. It had to start with the proscribed. This is Nigerian newspaper. This is why there is why you have over 40 directors fail permanent secretary positions, because this is Nigeria. This is Nigeria. Nothing works, including their journalists. The journalists are the ones who actually have put people in such dilemma that the people are, because they are supposed to be the conscience of the people. Here it says IPOB has expressed shock and disbelief over comments credited to President Bola Tinubu ordering soldiers to embark on a reprisal attack in Aba over the killing of their colleagues by gunmen without proper investigation. The pro-Biafran group said the order was reckless and akin to another genocide against Ndibo, and demanded an open and independent investigation into the murder of the soldiers to fish out the real culprits. Now, what type of government wouldn't want to fish out the real culprits? What type of government would not want to fish out the real culprits? It is the government of Nigeria, because they are responsible for the killings. They are the ones responsible for the killing of their own soldiers. They are the ones responsible for the killing of their own soldiers. Now, let me bring you this news as well from Icons News. Let me bring it to you from Icons News. It says President Tinubu's order for military aggression on the indigenous people of Biafra, a declaration of war, IPOB. Now, before I read it, I want to remind you that 14th of September 2017, the same Nigeria government invaded the home of our leader, Mazi Kanu. And there they killed at least 28 people inside his home, not the ones they killed outside. Inside his home, they killed at least 28 people. And in fact, this tragedy led to the loss of his parents. Even though Mazi Nnamdi managed to escape, so many people died on that day. After this operation that they titled Python Dance, 7 mass graves was discovered scattered all over. In that area, 7 mass graves was discovered. 7 mass graves. The same army, the same Nigeria army. The same Nigeria army. Nothing good can come out of Nigeria. It is not because Nigerians are not interested in anything good coming from Nigeria. It is not because they are not interested in having a better life. It is because this is the foundation of Nigeria. Let me read another news for you. This is from The Sun. And it says, now this is about the clip I played for you earlier on about the cows being citizens of Nigeria. It says here, amidst a rancorous session, the Senate yesterday passed a bill to establish the National Animal Husbandry and Ranches Commission for second reading. Despite heated debates, the senators voted in favor of the bill sponsored by Titus Tatenga Zam, Benue Northwest, meant to control and regulate cattle rearing ranching business across the country. Zam argued that ranching remained the only viable alternative for cattle breeding in Nigeria, and also advocated an urgent need to transition from traditional livestock keeping method to the modern method, which are safer and healthier to both the herds and the herders. Now, all of these things they are doing, understand one thing: it is to take your land. To take your land. Nothing else. They have all the large expanse of land in the north, but they are not interested in that. They are not interested in building ranches, because if they actually are interested in building ranches, then why don't they build ranches in the north? It's not as if anybody, you need the help of the government to build ranches. It's not as if you need the help of the government to build ranches. Even if the government is saying, okay, let us come in as investors, you need individuals, you need businesses, you need companies who can effectively run that. So why are they not doing that in their north? Since they are interested in ranching, why are they not doing it? Our people, we are rearing cows by ourselves. We don't need anybody to tell us how or when or where. We are rearing cows ourselves. And this is why those cows that are coming into our forests, eating our bushes, eating our crops, we are saying enough is enough. Enough is enough. Okay, let me read this paragraph that says, the bill, however, met vehement opposition from northern lawmakers, especially Danjuma Goje, APC Gombe Central, Adamu Alero, PDP Kebbi Central, and Kawu Sumaila, NNPP Kanu South. Now, the reason why they are pointing out these people is for you to think, oh, actually, some northerners are actually okay against it. But this bill scaled through for second reading. You see, let me see. It says, who faulted the part which specified that ranches be established in the pastoralist state of origin without forcing it upon other states or communities that do not have pastoralists as citizens. You see, this Kawu Sumaila even faulted this. Let me read to you exactly what is here. He said, who faulted the part which specified that ranches be established in the pastoralist state of origin? That is, if they are from Kaduna, they should have do their ranching there without forcing it upon other states or communities that do not have pastoralists as citizens. For instance, those Fulani herdsmen. We don't have people who have an organization called that. No, these are Fulani people. Therefore, if they want their ranching, they can do it in the north. But this person who stood up against this bill is even saying no, they shouldn't. That this is not right. That the part that specified that ranching should be in people's state of origin, that it is wrong. That is the people you have in your Senate. The people you have in the Senate. Aliero, let me tell you other people who are against this bill. Aliero argued that this pastoral part of the bill is in rebellion with section 41 of the Nigerian Constitution, which states that every citizen of Nigeria is entitled to move freely throughout Nigeria and to reside in any part thereof, and no citizen of Nigeria shall be expelled from Nigeria or refused entry thereby or exit therefrom. These are people who actually are against the bill. They are the ones telling you that no. This bill have somewhere where it says you must do this where you are from, but the law says you can move around anywhere. So why can't a Fulani man, who is not even a Nigerian, by the way, Fulanis are not indigenous to Nigeria, that a Fulani man can come from Niger, settle in Sokoto. They will now give him a birth certificate of Sokoto if need be, and then the Fulani man can now go as far as Owerri and say he will settle in Owerri and build ranches and start using their cows to destroy people's source of livelihood, people's farms. They said, no, 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 this is how it should be. This is what Aliero is arguing, that is how it should be. Let me read it again. Aliero argued that the pastoral part of the bill is in rebellion with Section 41 of the Nigerian Constitution, which states that every citizen of Nigeria is entitled to move freely throughout Nigeria and to reside in any parts thereof, and no citizen of Nigeria shall be expelled from Nigeria or refused entry thereby or exit thereof. I don't know if who they are talking about is the Fulani terrorist or they're talking about the cows. If they want their cows to be moving around freely as part of Nigerians now, they want the cows to be moving freely, and they are using the constitution that states that really talks about Nigerians, and they are using it to argue the case of the cow. This is what is happening in Nigeria. Honestly, I don't understand. This is actually what is happening in Nigeria, and people are quiet. People are quiet. Now, that news I brought to you earlier on, let me actually read it for you. The one that says 40 directors fail permanent secretary qualifying exam. Let me read it to you. So this is from Punch newspaper, and it was published when? May 30th, if I'm not mistaken. 31st of May 2024, with a heading that says 40 directors fail permanent secretary qualifying exam. No fewer than 40 directors failed the qualifying examination for appointment to the position of permanent secretaries, the Punch has gathered. A total of 92 directors were listed to sit the examination, which took place on May 27, 2024. While 40 directors scored below 50%, which indicated failure, according to the result of the examination obtained by our correspondent in Abuja, they were absent. 3 were absent, while 1 director could not complete the exam. Okay. And these people, this is Nigeria. Actually, go and bring back the directors you have in Nigeria and see if the ones, the sitting directors now, and see if any of them will pass any exam. I'm telling you honestly, go and bring them and put them somewhere where they can write exams and see if any of them will pass any exam. They will not. They will fail. They will fail. Because these are the people leading your institutions, and you now understand why your institution is the way it is. You find out that this is why your institution is in the mess that it is in. None that is functional, none. Look at the education system you have in Nigeria. One that is designed to create slaves. That is the education system you have in Nigeria. One that is designed to create slaves. Now, let's go to the police. Look at this news here from, what is the name of this website? Okay. We'll call my mascot. It says, in a disturbing turn of events, okay, the heading says, new revelations in the case of missing girls, Celine and Afiba, following circumstances, following suspect's death. Now, let me give you a background. A few days ago, I saw this post about, I think 2 to 3 days ago, about this man from Aba who killed this girl with the false pretense of no, come, I'll give you 500,000 and the rest of them. And the girl went and was killed, and the organs harvested, and the man was caught and the rest of them. When I saw that story, I said to myself, with everything happening in Aba now, some people are trending this story. Is this real? Because you must also see things from all corners. I was thinking to myself, is this real? Because you understand that one of the ways to what's the word I need to use to cool some people off when things are happening is to, for instance, if something bad is happening in my house right now, right? Say the Nigeria army came into my house right now, beating me, and then my neighbors are saying, oh, what is happening is wrong, what is happening is wrong. It becomes easier for the person to get help, right? But now when people are gearing up to help the person, and then you say, but this guy, I remember when this guy stole in this place, that place. I remember this guy. Oh, this one that beats his wife. Hey, I know this one. Oh, you begin to cool people's temper. People unconsciously, without knowing, without realizing it, there is now a negative connotation to you. Therefore, people now see you as, these people we are even fighting for. Is it not even better that the army keep doing what they are doing? Because once we remember this, we are dealing with black people now. So once we help him, who knows who will be affected again? Who knows whose daughter will be killed? Black people become disunited. So this was my first thought, that I hope this is not cock and bull story. Now let me read to you, so that let's follow this story closely. Let's understand exactly what is happening here. If this story is for real, or is just the killing of innocent Abia, the killing of innocent citizen of Abia, just to find a story to put it on. Now it says, in a disturbing turn of events, new details have emerged about the handling of Andrew Amechi, a key figure in the investigation of the missing girls Celine and Afiba. So basically they are telling us that there is an investigation into these missing girls Celine and Afiba. Okay. The journey of Andrew Amechi from Aba to Abuja, a trip that should typically take 8 to 10 hours, inexplicably stretched over 4 days, raising serious questions about police conduct. Okay. The journey from Aba to Abuja that was supposed to take few hours took 4 days. And this was published, I'm trying to give you the date, June 5th, which means this event happened around the 1st or the 31st, the time that the army was busy killing people, the time Nigeria army perhaps has the police join them killing people, and we don't even really know the truth behind the disappearance of these girls. They could have been disappeared by the army. I'm just giving you what is possible in Nigeria. I'm not saying that is the fact of the matter. I'm just saying it is possible. Now, when we finish reading this, then maybe we will find answers to exactly what happened to these girls, importantly to these girls too, because they are important to us and to this man, because it doesn't matter how bad somebody is, you need to go through the process of the law. The law is very important. If in our land they used to say we never had prisons and all of that. At a point, yeah, that was good, but at a particular point, prison would have perhaps helped us out a lot. Perhaps if we had prison at a later stage, in our development, perhaps it would have helped out a lot. There are people that can commit crimes and you don't even need to kill them. You just put them there. People stay in death row for as long as 30 years, 20 years, and the rest of them. You just keep them there and study them, really. Just study what could make a human being become a human animal. Yesterday I was listening, and there's a human animal came up, and I laughed to myself. I said, wow, it actually makes sense. For there to be a human animal. I mean, if the brain is so backward, that could only be a human animal. To study that animal and know what type of how could the brain really work in such a way. Honestly, for me, I believe some people need to be studied, especially people who commit such crimes, like people in the Nigeria army. Those in the Nigeria army, the terrorists they recruit into the Nigeria army and call them Nigeria army. These people need to just be put in some cage and just be studied. Honestly, you are asked to kill those who you are supposed to protect, and you go ahead killing. Someone like this drug dealer needs to just be studied, honestly, put in a cage somewhere and be studied. How do you, as a president of a country, order the killing of your citizens simply because they are asking you to follow democratic process? How do you, as a president of the country,
And I will pray in the language of heaven, because Chukwukika Abiyama is in control of all that we have been doing and will continue to do until Biafra is restored and all the suffering indigenous populations in the damnable Zoological Republic are set free. Chineke nna nke pụrụ ihe niile Chukwukika Abiyama onye na-efewe n'aja aha nsọ ya mma mgbe niile. Onye ọbụla na ya na-achị eluigwe n'ụwa na-agba akaebe ịhụnanya gị na ebere gị amara gị n'ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị na-eze ebede ngọzi. Anyị wee na-etoghị agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro, iwe enye anyị ndụ n'ala nke dị n'uwere n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-asị na ịja mma niile oto niile dịrị aha nsọ gị. Onye ọ bụ naanị aka ike niile na ọ gbadara aka ya. Anyị wee na-akpọku gị na-asị gị na nke ọma anyị ga-ekele gị, nke ọjọọ ma anyị kelee gị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma, wee na-eto gị, wee na-asọpụrụ gị n'isi ụmụ gị niile bụ ndị ikwu ndị wee ezi oku mgbe a kpọrọ ha ka ha wee chekwaa ala nsọ gị bụ Biafra onye nwe m na Chineke na ihe n'ikwuru anyị nkwa na o mekataghị ka ndị iro wee were ala nsọ Biafra onye nwe m na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe, agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro ma ndị na-agba mgbọgba ebe niile dị iche iche onye nwe m na Chineke nna ihere bụ nke niile etu a n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-eto gị, wee na-asị onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile, onye ọ bụla anyị a na-azọpụta, onye ọ bụ na-asị na ịja mmanụ n'otu niile dịrị aha nsọ. Anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi na ọtụtụ na ịja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebi nkwa na o mekataghị ka ndị iro wee ise were ala nsọ Biafra onye nwe m na Chineke nna nke bi n'igwe, agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro ma ndị na-agba mgbọgba ebe niile dị iche iche onye nwe m na Chineke nna n'ihere.
Hello, thank you very much for joining us on Radio Biafra this beautiful morning, the 8th day of June 2024. And the time now is 4 minutes past the hour of 5 in the holy and blessed land of Biafra. Once more I say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all great Biafrans and to every lover of freedom who is tuned in right now. This is Sunrise on Radio Biafra, and my name is Mazi Sochima. And it is an absolute pleasure to be with you here every morning. Hello, thank you very much for joining us on Radio Biafra this beautiful. Our religion is Biafra, the 8th day, and we worship Sunrise on Radio Biafra, and my name is Mazi Sochima. This is where we conscientize. It is an absolute pleasure to be with you here every morning. Hello, thank you very much for joining us on Radio Biafra this beautiful. Our religion is Biafra, and my name is Mazi Sochima. This is where we conscientize. Pleasure to be with you here every morning. Hello, thank you very much for joining us on Radio Biafra this beautiful. Our religion is Biafra, and my name is Mazi Sochima. This is where we conscientize. Pleasure to be with you here every morning. Hello, thank you very much for joining us on Radio Biafra this beautiful. Our religion is Biafra, and my name is Mazi Sochima. This is where we conscientize. Pleasure to be with you here every morning. Hello, thank you very much for joining us on Radio Biafra this beautiful. Our religion is Biafra, and my name is Mazi Sochima. Every morning. Hello, thank you very much for joining us on Radio Biafra this beautiful. Our religion is Biafra, and my name is Mazi Sochima.